What's up, y'all? Entropy here. Welcome back to Freeport Tech Dynasty. We're 9-0 and number 2 in the country, and we are hitting the road to take on the Oklahoma State Cowboys, who are sitting at 7-2 themselves. So, in terms of record, I think comfortably our best Big 12 opponent this season. If you watched last episode, you know that I am absolutely amped because we had a huge recruiting week, an absolutely massive recruiting week. We landed both running backs that we've been going after all season, Siaki Tualo and Trevor Stump. They're a 5-star gem and a 4-star gem, respectively. Tualo, a contact seeker archetype, but comes with 92 speed. His moves are not great, but he will be more of like a... Obviously, I assume his trucking and stiff arm are pretty good, even though his juke and spin are not great, but an incredible talent at running back. And then Trevor Stump coming in with 96 speed, which is absolutely ridiculous. So two guys that I've had on the board since the very beginning of the season, and I just figured I'd shoot for the stars and hope we could land them, and we ended up landing both of them somehow. In addition to those two, we also landed five-star tackle Theo Johnson, number 29 ranked player in the country, 6'8", 323 as a true freshman. It's absolutely nuts. Comes in with 88 strength, plenty of power. Finesse could use some work, but he's a raw strength guy, so that isn't exactly surprising. And his blocking is... His pass blocking actually isn't bad, neither is his run blocking. So he's like, overall, his blocking is good. It's just the finesse could use some work, but super excited to get him. And of course, the fourth guy we got to commit, one of our prizes of the class, 5-star gem, strong safety William Byard, top 10 player in the country, ranked number 7. And we were able to land him as well. 95 speed, 90 plus athleticism across the board, 82 zone coverage, 71 man as well, platinum robber. This dude is crazy talented. And the fact that we actually are going to be able to pair him with other fellow 5-star safety, actually Merrill comes in a little higher. John Merrill coming in at number 5 player in the country. Not a gem, but that doesn't mean his dev trade isn't going to be something crazy. So an absolutely insane safety pair and running back pair that we actually were able to land. It was an absolute pipe dream to land all 4 of these guys, in addition to a 5-star tackle in Theo Johnson, but we managed to. And what a year this has been on the recruiting trail. Now, with a lot of commitments coming in, that means there's plenty of things that can change on the recruiting board. So let's go through the guys who we're still going after or considering. So Xavier Jewell, 4-star wide receiver. We have surpassed Duke for his number 1 school. Oregon State getting in the mix now, it looks like, coming in at number 7, down at the bottom. But seeing as the schools ahead of them haven't offered scholarships, I imagine they will continue to rise up the ranks. Cordell Shorter, the tight end. We have extended our lead quite significantly over Kentucky, but they have a Tier 5 pipeline to the state of Ohio, so that has me a little bit concerned. Damian Pitts, we're trying to play catch up against Illinois here. We have jumped up all the way to number 2 on the board. We'll see how that race goes. I added 2 more guards to the board, and I did scout them. Hashim Joy is actually a gem, a 3-star gem, pass protector from Jonesboro, Arkansas, 6'2", 281, a sleight of frame guy. But as you would expect, his pass blocking stats are all very good. His run blocking stats leave a bit to be desired. But seeing as we need a guy more for depth purposes, he's a great candidate to come in, especially being a gem recruit. Ray James is another guy I add to the board, also a pass protector. Very similar attributes, really, to Joy. Joy comes in with a little more awareness, though, which I like. Hopefully that would help him should he have to see the field early on. But yeah, similar attributes between 2 of them. But Joy is a gem, so I offered him a scholarship and threw whatever hours I could into him. There's at least one other. I think there's one other name on the board that's new that I'll introduce you guys to as well. Corliss Butler, we're trying. We do have him coming in for a visit next week in what's looking like an incredibly highly touted matchup against Arizona State, who's currently ranked number 4 in the country. Our hard sell is not quite enough, it looks like, to close this gap between SMU and Mississippi State, so we may need to rely on this visit to go really well. Reggie DeMore at the other outside linebacker we're going after. We did surpass Auburn for him. We'll see how well this holds. He's only approaching his top 8, so I don't think he's a guy we'll be able to get in for a visit anyway. So having a lead going into the offseason will be a huge deal if we can keep this up. So that is happening there. Connor Hopper, no one else has even offered him a scholarship. We do have him coming in for a visit as well next week. There were a couple guys that were visit ready, and I'll show you in a second why I'm particularly excited about the opportunity. So Hopper, you know, he's been on the board our whole season, but no one has offered him a scholarship this whole time, so we just started dumping hours into him because we could use him like linebacker. He just wasn't as high of a priority as the other guys on our board. And fortunately, he wasn't for anyone else either. So we have him coming in for a visit. And the reason I'm excited about it is because Devontae Arma, the 4-star gem corner, as you can see, Ohio State quickly closing the gap here against us. We have Arma coming in for the Week 12 visit. And what's great about this is that he gets complimentary visit boosts for both Connor Hopper and Corliss Butler being on the visit as well. And I believe they, vice versa, also get boosts from each other. So if we could win this game against Arizona State next week, and it is, in fact, like a high-caliber matchup, assuming Arizona State wins again this week to come in at 9-1, this could be a huge opportunity for a visit, because especially with the fact that they're listed as a same-tier opponent as opposed to a lower-tier opponent, we will get an extra boost for that as well. So a huge game coming up next week again for recruiting purposes. So we'll hopefully be able to do it. Arma, I'm super worried, though, that Ohio State is just going to get too much influence for us to be able to keep up. So I'm trying not to get too excited about the opportunity just because I know the risk that we're kind of taking here, trying to fight with Ohio State for a recruit, but it is what it is. And then Travis Burfict is a new name to know. 6'2", 198 field corner from Decatur, Alabama, I guess. Oh, shoot. I thought I had selected him. But his scouting looks decent. 86 speed is not great, but his 88 acceleration, 84 change of direction, 85 agility. None of that is bad enough to, like, sneeze at, I guess. The man in zone coverage, both 73, is nice. I like a corner that's versatile. We run both man and zone now that I've gotten some better corners in here. So that's nice to see. And 69 tackling, he's not terrible. So this there's a significant difference between these two prospects, where Arma's a guy who would come in and potentially have a shot to play right away. I think Burfict would find himself buried a little more on the depth chart. But, you know, I would like to land a corner in this class. It isn't listed as a need for us on the recruiting board. We have 10 of them on the roster, but we have a couple depth guys graduating, and Marshall's another guy that is a depth guy who we started this series with on the roster. And then we got Marquez Vick, who will be a senior. Shemwell will be a senior if he sticks around. Shemwell's a guy who's thinking about transferring as well. And then it's Pepper, and then pretty much just all the other guys that we've recruited: Caudill, Thorne, Tobin, and Sorrow. So it's there's gonna be a lot of roles up for grabs in the secondary for sure, especially if Shemwell transfers out. And it'll depend on how the offseason goes for a lot of those guys. So I would like to add one corner. Burfict looks like a solid option. I may try to explore other ones as I get more hours, but we're obviously running out of time as it's already week 11. So I don't know how much of a chance we will have to find anybody like that. But Burfict looks solid, and if things kind of go south in the Arma recruitment, I would feel okay about Burfict as a freshman take. You know, I feel all right about it, even though, man, do I want Arma really badly. I'm starting to get greedy a little bit, given how well recruiting has gone for us this season, with so many of our top targets committing. I'm like, man, I really want Arma because I really want a corner that's just good, man. It's been such a struggle to land a corner that I think has truly elite traits, and Arma's got some of them here, so we'll see. Hopefully the visit is as good as it needs to be. We're going to go white helmet, white jersey, and the black pants for this game. There is Pistol Pete himself, And here we are, and it is raining like crazy. We have not had a lot of weather games in this series, I feel like. I know people complained in the early stages about the amount of rain games. Ours have been very few and far between, it seems like. So this will be an interesting test for us. We have not been tested by the elements very often. As here come the Marlins, taking the field here at Boone Pickens Stadium. The Oklahoma State faithful are packed out, hoping to see their Cowboys take down the #2 team in the country in the pouring rain here in Stillwater, Oklahoma. And we're starting with the ball. As far as James will have a chance to return the opening kick, and there's not really anywhere for him to go. Coach Ropey not wearing a raincoat because he doesn't believe in that. Christian Clark was outstanding last week. Had 134 yards and 3 touchdowns in the big home win against Kansas. And we may need another big game out of him if the rain is going to keep up. Stadium is rocking here inside the top 25 toughest places to play. And the defense gets a good stop for a mere gain of 1 on our first play. Christian Clark gets the handoff here. Not really anywhere for him to go. Fights ahead, though, and manages to get 4. It'll make it a little more manageable 3rd and 5. Gosh dang it. I waited too long. Tried to hit Vea over the middle, and it's a 3 and out for the offense. Not how we wanted to start. Not a great kick for Ryan Bolts. The returner spun for no reason and ended up getting like 1 yard on that return. Kobe Foreman is the matchup to watch here as he takes on Kwamari Shemwell. Interesting. Not a graphic I see very often. I actually really like that one. So this receiver must be a player for them. Hand off, and Viliami Queen does a good job to make that tackle from behind. It is a mere gain of 2. Another handoff, and that one's not going anywhere. Emmett Corner sheds the block and makes the play, and it'll be 3rd and 8. Over the middle, it's caught. It was a high throw, but Kwamari Shemwell was not very close to his man at all. Kind of got lost in the coverage, and it's a 3rd down conversion. Handoff to the right side this time. Derek Simmons drops him in the backfield for a loss of 3. Not going anywhere on that one. Quick throw underneath. Marquez Vick couldn't make that tackle, and it's a huge gain. How in the world did that work out for them? That should have been, you know, gain of 2 or 3 maybe. But somehow that dude just ran away from Vick, and it's a much bigger play for them. As that time carry on all over the run doesn't let him get anywhere. Another handoff. And that time Derek Simmons chases him down from behind. He's all over the run game to start here, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 10, but they're at our 25-yard line, so if we stop them, they'll probably still get points. Setting up a screen pass, and Ben Addison comes over, makes a great play for the TFL, hits the 2 small on him as well, and they're going to have to settle for the field goal. About a 42-yard kick for Oklahoma State here. Through the rain, it is up and through. Oklahoma State gets on the board here first on their first drive of the game. Fortunately, the defense was able to hold them to a field goal, but the offense is going to have to put a drive together. We definitely can't go 3 and out again. Christian Clark, there we go. Got some running room. His tackle just short of the line to gain. It'll be 2nd and inches. Play action to Christian Clark. Jelani Watkins has one-on-one coverage. Can he beat his man? He does! Jelani Watkins is gone! Touchdown! Marlins! You cannot play man-to-man against him. Have you not watched the tape? You can't do it against him. He will burn you every single time you try and do that. And Jelani Watkins gets the huge play that this offense needed and gets the touchdown. They bit down hard on the play action, and they just, look at the safety hit. Safety let him get behind him, and the corner just couldn't hang with him in coverage. What a play. Terrell knocks it through to make it a 7-3 ball game, and just like that, the offense got us the lead. It only took 40 seconds. Play action on the first play, throwing it deep, and Ben Addison with a huge hit knocks it out. Oh, wow, that was a long, drawn-out RPO, but ends up not getting anything, and it'll be 3rd and 10. all day for the quarterback to throw. Finally just hits his receiver. And Vic couldn't quite make the play, but Ray Pepper, it looked like, was able to get him down short of the line to gain, and it will be a punt on 4th and 1. Bethel Roman with room to return this. Oh, and he gets to the outside. You know he's got the speed. Can he beat the punter? He does, but he is caught from behind by a few other members of the kick coverage team. But a huge return for Bethel Roman, and we're already down to their 22-yard line. Play action to Clark, and we're going to throw it to the other Clark on the pass on a little route underneath, and it'll be 2nd and inches. And out to Christian Clark, and he isn't going to get it. It's going to bring up 3rd and inches. Duke Clark gets the carry. Duke Clark has the blocking, and Duke Clark has the touchdown. Just like that, we are up 2 scores now on Oklahoma State here on the road, and our offense has recovered just fine from that 3-and-out on the first drive. As this first quarter is starting to draw to a close, we are already up 10, soon to be 11. And off to start the drive, and he kind of ducked under the defender. That was weird, and it's a 5-yard gain. Another handoff. Dunsmore couldn't get off the block, and it's a huge run right up the middle down to our 41-yard line. It's a jet sweep. Corner couldn't quite make the play, but a number of Marlins do combine for the tackle on the perimeter. Jeez, oh Pete, I was just trying to get my dang defense set. And the quarterback is going to take off and run, it looks like, and he slides down short. It'll be 3rd and 5. All kinds of time. Hit as he throws, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 4th and 5, and Oklahoma State going to have to punt it again. It's going to be a triple option look here. It's a very late pitch from Haney, but Clark gets the first down. Hand out to Clark off the RPO. Only gets 3. Trying to get that to Glass on the comeback, and that's a really good play made by the corner. Jeez, oh Pete. It's going to bring up 3rd and 7. Dang it, I thought we had that one. Oklahoma State really dropping out of their coverage here. Can we get that to Glass? Oh, we did, but the throw was a little high, and he couldn't get his feet back on the ground in time to run. That was a Stafford special right there, and we're going to have to punt it back. Dang it. Handoff. Broke that tackle, but only gets 1. Their run game has not been great outside of maybe 1 or 2 plays, which is encouraging from the defense, especially considering the conditions we're playing in. Play action. Boy, we drilled the running back on that play too. And it's a deep ball being chucked downfield, and it's going to fall incomplete, and it's going to be 3rd and 9. I thought they might have flagged Pepper for hitting the receiver, but it's not like the receiver was going to catch it anyway. Blitz doesn't get home, and it's going to be incomplete. Ray Pepper got his hand in there and knocked it out. What a play. And it's going to be another punt for Oklahoma State. After that first drive, they've just had no momentum offensively. Bethel Roman has plenty of room on this return as well. What a move. Gets down to 39-yard line. Taj Carry-On gets injured on the punt return. Why on earth is he out there on punt coverage? He's our starting linebacker for us. Okay, I have no idea why that just happened. I hope that isn't serious. I'm going to be pretty annoyed that he was even playing on punt return. Haney, a lot of time. Can I get that to Vea? Vea makes the catch and holds on through the contact. Hand off to Clark to the outside. Can he get the edge? He sure does. He's got that speed, and he's got that first down. Duke Clark in the game now at running back, and not going to get much. Only manages 1. And it's a broken collarbone for Carry-On. That actually might do it for his season. I don't know how long of a recovery timetable that is, but that sucks, man. Gosh dang it. Well, Kafka's going to sub in at the will spot, but I believe sub linebacker packages. I think Ostergaard will now be taking the snaps alongside Kennedy. Gosh dang it. We've avoided the injury bug for the most part, but that's a huge loss for our defense. Christian Clark with the handoff. Christian Clark's got a hole. Cuts to the outside. Christian Clark's going to go. Touchdown. Marlins. What vision from the running back to cut back around that last blocker. I believe it was one of our receivers down there. And what a run. And then the speed to get away from everyone as well. What a player Christian Clark has been for us. A huge land out of the transfer portal for this season. And just like that, we have another touchdown on the board, and we're up 3 scores. Just over 2 minutes left here for Oklahoma State's offense. He's got a receiver deep downfield, and that's probably going to be a touchdown. I don't know what happened there, but that is a one-play touchdown for Oklahoma State. Just absolutely destroyed our defense on that play, and it's not even the 2-minute timeout yet. They just scored in literally one play, and Ivan Carrion, oh, isn't that ironic? A guy named Carrion just scored for them, and yeah, Pepper just got burned in coverage, and the one knock about Freeney is that he's not very fast. He just couldn't quite get there in time, and that's exactly what Oklahoma State needed to try and get back into this game, because remember, they have, I believe they have the ball in this to start the second half as well. I think we started with the ball, so if they can stop us again before the end of the half, they could score a touchdown, cut this back to 1 score real quick. So our offense is going to have to do something here. Draw play to Duke, and that just didn't work at all. Gosh dang, that dude got right in there, and we lose 4. So it'll be 2nd and 14 as we reach the 2-minute timeout. Can I try and fit that to Vea? Oh my gosh, what a catch. A great throw from Haney on the run, and Vea, what an insane catch for the true sophomore to keep the feet in bounds. I want Watkins right down the seam of the defense, and that safety got over there quicker than I was expecting. Dang it, that was a huge play on the table, and the ball just didn't get there in time. Gosh, Haney gonna have to try and run away from trouble. No one to throw it to. You're gonna have to throw it away. And it'll bring up 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10. I'm just gonna have to dump this off to Christian Clark. And he couldn't get around the defender. And Oklahoma State's gonna wisely use a timeout to conserve time, but we're gonna be giving them the ball back with a chance to cut to 1 score before halftime on the clock. 1st and 10 from their own 24. Oklahoma State's going to be aggressive. Derek Simmons gets home on the pass rush. You can always count on him to make a play, man, and that's a huge one. An 8-yard loss on the sack to start this drive. Quarterback under duress. Derek Simmons got home again, and that one's going to fall incomplete and bring up 3rd and 18. Underneath on the slant, and it's knocked out, actually. I couldn't quite tell who that was on the hit, but that's going to stop the clock and bring up a 4th down, so the offense will have another chance just with a lot less time on the clock. Christian Clark goes in motion. We're just going to throw it right out to him, and he's going to get the edge, the 1st down, and get out of bounds. Eric LeCount going into motion, and I took too long. I should have thrown that to Vea underneath. We're going to call timeout here, but 2nd 24. We got to just regroup after that one. That was just a bad play. Vea underneath. He's going to get it. Couldn't get much. Gets 7. It'll be 3rd and 17. Under duress. Tried to get that to Glass. He kind of got stuck on the underneath linebacker. And it's going to be another punt for us. Yeah, no, I'm not going to be stupid. 4th and 17. Let's see if we can kind of pin them deep in their own territory. Reinbold has nailed a few punts in his career already, including a huge punt out of bounds at the 1 earlier this season. Let's see how this one does for us, trying to play the wind. It's not perfect, but it'll be out of bounds at about the 11 or 12-yard line. 28 seconds left, and they have 2 of their timeouts, so this first half's far from over. Oklahoma State came out 5 wide, and it's a quick throw to the right side. Opting to not call a timeout here. Interesting. Are they just going to let this clock run? They are, I guess. It's 2nd and inches, and there's 3 seconds, 2 seconds. They're going to snap it. And I guess they're just going to go into the half down 21-10 as Vic and Pepper make the tackle there to end the first half. That's going to do it. Kind of an up and down half for us. Started off rough, got better, got a little rough towards the end of the first half. Christian Clark, once again, has been great for us. I don't know why we would expect anything different from him, to be honest. Yeah, we're handling the elements pretty well, I would say. The run game is starting to really find its footing, and yeah, we just got to keep doing what we're doing. Unfortunately, Oklahoma State will have the ball to start second half, so they'll have a chance to cut into our lead. So the defense is going to have to start the second half with a good stop. And it's a run to start this drive, and no one is out there. Chris Foreman actually made a good effort on that play, and Shemwell also. Oklahoma State's been starting to run more tempo as this game's kind of gone on. I guess this is probably the offense they more want to get into, especially if they're trailing. Oh, Paul Freeney, what a play on the jet sweep, but Chris Foreman goes down on the play. We already lost carry onto a broken collarbone. If this is serious, too, then our defense is going to be in a rough shape. Play action. Quarterback, a lot of time. Dime ran out. It's Derek Simmons again, his second sack of the game. And it's going to be 3rd and 24 for Oklahoma State. Our downfield coverage has been very good because the pass rush hasn't been, like, getting home immediately or anything. And they're still struggling to find receivers. Going to hit his receiver. Kevin Caudill makes the tackle. It'll be 4th and 6. A foot contusion for Chris Foreman. We'll just bring in the sub for now, and it's going to be another punt for Oklahoma State. Come on, offense. Let's really increase this lead. Christian Clark with the handoff, and it's going to be another big run for him as he gets down just shy of midfield. Duke Clark with the handoff here, and some impressive kind of slippery moves there to get close to the line of game. It'll be 2nd and 1. The count's in motion. It's going to be a play action. And I got decision paralysis again. I had 2 open receivers. I couldn't decide which one to throw to. And it's going to bring up 3rd and 1. I don't know what the heck they're doing on defense, but one of our receivers is just flat out uncovered. It was the count, and the guy actually made a good play to get over there. And I tried to throw it to Glass, but the rush got into it. It was too late. Oh, gosh, dang it. Do I want to just go for this? It's 4th and 1 on their 42. I'm going to go for it. I don't want to punt this. We're going for it. Big opportunity for their defense here. And Vea got open. And it's going to be a 4th down conversion for the offense. That was more aggressive than I normally like to be, but I trusted we could pick up a yard, and we got a lot more than that. It's going to be a throw in the flat to Taj Bobo now in the game, and he gets about 9. Christian Clark finds a seam. Can he get 6? He does. Christian Clark, another touchdown for him in this game. They looked like they kind of loaded up the front to try and stop our run game, and it doesn't even matter. The O-line still opened up a hole, and Christian Clark found his way through it, and we extend our lead over the Cowboys here about halfway through the 3rd quarter. RPO, oh, it's a keeper for the quarterback. What a great pull. Defense wasn't ready for that at all. RPO, flip out to the running back. Paul Freeney comes down. Derek Simmons also gets in there, and it's a loss of 3. Quick throw. Oh, it's a screen pass to the running back, and Corbin Ostergaard fought off the block and makes the tackle. It's a short gain of 1. It'll be 3rd and 12. Oh my gosh, the pass rush just didn't get in there, and they gave him all kinds of time. I saw exactly what they were trying to set up, too. They just ran both receivers across the field, like right across each other at the 1st down line, and our corner just couldn't hang in coverage with really either of them. Hand off. Kind of finds a hole in a weird spot. Only gets 4. Another handoff, this time to the other running back. Ostergaard makes a tackle there. An injury to Oklahoma State. Looks like one of their old linemen. 3rd and 6 for the Cowboys as they're trying to cut back into this lead. Another screen pass. I sure love their screens. And Viliami Queen comes over and makes that tackle. A great play from the edge. And it's going to be a 4th down that they're going to go for from only 3 yards out. And it's just going to be a straight handoff. And Ben Addison comes over and makes the play. The freshman safety blows that play up. And it's going to be a turnover on downs. What a play. Christian Clark cuts this one back. Oh, what the crap was that? He kind of hesitated on that last cut. Glass in motion, and we're just going to throw a quick one to Watkins. Tried to make that guy miss, and it's going to be short of the line of the game. We're just going to let this clock run to the end of the 3rd quarter. A little bit of a quiet 3rd quarter. Only one score for either team, and it was from us. So it's a 28-10 ball game as we now enter the 4th quarter. Ole Miss has got to be starting to feel the pressure. If we can close this game out, we may even jump to #1 in the country, which would be crazy, but we got to finish this game first. Duke Clark gets the handoff, and Duke Clark gets the 1st down barely. Duke Clark again. Duke Clark with the burst right up the middle. Brought down at Oklahoma State's 28-yard line. Gonna try and give Glass a chance for this one, and that corner is tall as crap. That's the 2nd time he's made a nice pass breakup. I wonder how tall that dude is. Gonna try and hit a count on a little pop pass, and that guy came over and made a good play on it, unfortunately. It'll bring up a 3rd and 10. Try and hit a count. A tight window throw, and Haney did get it there, but it does fall incomplete, and yeah, we'll just settle for the field goal. Terrell, the true freshman kicker who's been good for us this season, lines up for a 9-mile-an-hour wind going left to right in the pouring rain. And this kick is up, and this kick is good. A beautiful kick from the freshman to extend our lead to a full 3-touchdown lead, 31-10. Quarterback going to try and take off and run here. Ostergaard comes up and makes a tackle, only a gain of 4. Quarterback under duress, tried to throw it away, and it does end up eventually hitting the ground. It bounced off at least 3 different bodies. It's going to bring up 3rd and 6. Quarterback, he's just uncomfortable back there. He's got happy feet going on, just jumping all over the place. And it's going to bring up 4th and 6. Oh, deep over the middle. It's caught. Freeney and Shemwell combine on the tackle, but they do get their conversion. It's a handoff, and Ostergaard was kind of slow to react to it. And it's going to be another 1st down for Oklahoma State as Kobe Foreman, who I believe is that receiver of theirs, comes up injured on the play. I didn't even realize he wore number 22. That's interesting. Oh my gosh. Oh, it fell incomplete. The receiver actually dropped that. I couldn't even tell which receiver that was supposed to go to initially. Oh, quarterback going to try and take off and run. Dunsmore couldn't get him from behind. Ray Pepper can't get him either. A huge run for the quarterback as he gets down well inside the red zone to the 14-yard line. Gosh dang it. On a little drag, got the receiver. Tackled short, but it's a 9-yard gain. Oh, Chester Kafka. What a play. Gets the TFL, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 2. Oh my gosh, Xavier Kennedy untouched through the line, and it's going to bring up a 4th and 8 for Oklahoma State. Their last gasp effort to stay alive in this game. It's a throw to the end zone, and it's caught. Seriously, Kwamari? You couldn't knock that one down? Oh my gosh. All right, Oklahoma State cuts our lead back down to 2 scores, but with under 4 minutes to go, they are really starting to run out of time. It'll be interesting to see if they choose to go for an onside kick or just kick it away. We'll have to see, as the extra point is up and good to cut it back to 14, and they are going to go for the onside. There is the onside kick. Oh my gosh, Cortez Brady jumped up for that one. Had no business to do that. We had another guy behind him, but either way, did in fact recover it, which is great. Christian Clark with the carry. Christian Clark to the outside, all the way to the outside. And he's got all kinds of running room down the sideline, forced out of bounds at the 8-yard line. What a game he has had. 11 carries for 142 touchdowns. Jeez, oh Pete. Haney with the keep. And he's got nowhere to go. Christian Clark wide, open lane, touchdown, Freeport Tech, and that should do it for any chance Oklahoma State had of coming back. Christian Clark thrusts the dagger in, and that will put them away officially. They were trying to make a miraculous comeback. Uh-oh. Ooh, that was nearly blocked, and instead they roughed the kicker. At least I assume that's what this flag is going to be for. Sure is. So we will accept it, and that will allow us to just boot this kickoff through the uprights. I already kind of forgot what I was saying, but Oklahoma State was trying to make a miraculous comeback here with that last touchdown that they got, as the field goal is good. But they tried the onside kick, which they probably pretty much had to do. But then did not stop the run, and 3 plays later, we just scored again to go back up 3 scores. So they got to be a little frustrated with their defense after this one, as the running back kind of knifes ahead for 7. Quarterback under duress again. Somehow avoided all of it. There's a wide open receiver. Oh my gosh, he dropped it. The quarterback put it in the worst possible spot, right in his hands. I mean, maybe the ball surprised him a little bit. His back was to the ball as it was approaching, but oh gosh, that is brutal. You have got to make that catch. There wasn't a defender within like 15 to 20 yards of him at the very least, as the quarterback's going to try and take off and run again, and does get the first down. Oh gosh, dang, that dude's got some quicks on him. Why has he struggled so much in the actual run game? As they're going to try and get one more play off before a 2-minute timeout. I don't think they will. It's going to be close, and they will not. That is the 2-minute timeout, and we are just kind of waiting for the clock to run out in this one. It's actually a run play here, and it gets them a good chunk of yards. Ray Pepper makes the tackle, but it is a first down. Oh, under duress, Derek Simmons again gets home. His 3rd sack of the game. And he's got the 3 sacks, and I feel like he's been the guy pressuring the quarterback in this game. Because it seems like this quarterback is running for his life in the pocket back there. And Derek Simmons is a huge reason why. Absolutely wreaking havoc off of his edge spot against that right tackle of theirs. And it's a deep ball to the end zone. Ray Pepper looks like he should have position on it, and he does knock it away. It'll be 4th and 13. Quarterback just going to chug out a prayer to the right side. Shemwell in coverage, and Shemwell knocks it away. And that is going to do it. Looks like we're not in kneel it out territory because they've got the timeouts, but this game is over. Just got the backups in the game for the sake of running this clock out. There's no reason to risk any further injuries, but Duke Clark may have other ideas. Is he going to house this one? He's going to get very close, but get dragged down at the 7-yard line. He's like, yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll just take this one all the way. Bobo will get the carry this time, and he's actually going to lose a yard. One more play for the road. It's going to be a handoff to Duke Clark to the edge, and he is going to get it. Touchdown, Freeport Tech. As time expires, Duke Clark decides to get one more touchdown for the road. But that is going to do it for this game. A nice win on the road in a tough environment with the conditions we had on the field. The offense ended up playing great in this game when all said and done. There were some that went 3 and out on the first drive and then had a few kind of iffy, shaky drives towards the end of the first half as well. But for the, I mean, you put up 44 points in a game. It's hard to feel too bad about that. Was it 44? I already forgot what our final score was. I don't think it was 44 though. But oh no, it was, I think, right? Yeah, because we had the field goal. Yeah, 44-17, your final. The offense played great. The defense played awesome as well until that. I mean, that last touchdown was a little annoying that they scored, but because that kind of got them to a point where they weren't quite out of it yet. But their quarterback, Michael Tullefson, had a bit of a rough day at the office completion percentage-wise, but ended up with a decent stat line when all is said and done. Haas Haney, 11 for 21, not a great completion percentage for him, for 170 yards and a touchdown, so not his best performance through the air, for sure. On the ground, Christian Clark, the leading rusher, had 12 carries for 149 and 3 touchdowns, and Duke Clark had 9 carries for 108 and 2 touchdowns. So in the pouring rain, the run game ended up reigning supreme for us. Taj Bobo had his carry go for -1, and Haas Haney had 2 carries for a loss of 15 total. One of those was a sack, and one of them was an option that just didn't really go anywhere. So yeah, great day on the ground for our 2 Clarks, Christian and Duke. In the receiving department, Johnny Watkins, the leading receiver, of course, had the deep ball touchdown to give us the lead, which we never relinquished from that point. Had 78 yards on the game. Fisa had 4 catches for 51. He was dependable as always, made some nice catches. Christian Clark actually had 2 catches for 17. Duke Clark had 1 for 10. Taj Bobo had 1 for 9, so 3 running backs getting involved. Tristan Glass had a catch for 5 yards. And Eric LeCount credited with a drop. I imagine that was the one on the RPO pop pass, but I could be wrong. Blocking, Kevin Haywood showing out again, 7 pancakes. Evan Parker with 4. Alonzo Gage and Tim Whiteheart with 3 apiece. Sean Herman with 0 and gave up a sack. So not a great look from our left tackle, known for being a pass protector as well. So interesting. Corbin Ostergaard ended up leading the team in tackles. How about that? Came in for the injured Taj Carrion and just showed out. It's kind of what we saw from him last year. He was awesome for us. I feel good about him playing, but I still would prefer that we don't suffer injuries, especially ones that look like they could last for a while. We'll have to check on Carrion's status. Ray Pepper, Derek Simmons, and Kwamari Shemwell each had 6 apiece, and then Addison, Freeney, and Kennedy had 5 apiece. Derek Simmons, all 6 of his tackles were for loss. That's ridiculous. Paul Freeney had 3 TFLs, which is nuts for a safety. Xavier Kennedy had 2. Chester Kafka had 1, and Ben Addison had 1 too. How about the safeties showing out today? They saw those hotshot freshmen we have set to come in next year, and they're like, don't forget about us. We can make plays too. Nice performances from the safeties. Derek Sims with 3 sacks. Absolutely ridiculous. Just, you can't stay in front of this guy. I mean, he is so insanely good rushing the passer. He's been one of our best players on our defense. Really since we got him, but in particular these last 2 seasons, it seems. Xavier Kennedy had a sack as well. No turnovers forced in this game. No interceptions or forced fumbles. We did have quite a few pass deflections, though. Ray Pepper, sophomore corner, credited with 2. Ben Addison got 1. And Kwamari Shemwell got 1 as well. A great performance, really, from the defense, as I said, especially considering the injury to Carrion and fighting through it. You know, next man up mentality. Ostergaard just got right out there. Kafka got a little more playing time than normal. And we look good, man. The defense played really well on the road. It was great to see. Oh, shoot. Christian Clark set the single-season rushing touchdowns record for Freeport Tech. That's pretty awesome. I'm kind of surprised that that's a record that I don't know if we've broken before. But there's a guy that was going to do it. It's him. I mean, you could make the argument he's the best running back we've had in this series, and I think that might in fact be a winning argument, as good as Justin Marshall and Duke Clark have been for us. Christian Clark's just been absolutely insane. Congrats to him. And we still got games ahead of us as well, so he could even extend that out further. Well, they didn't give us a headline for this win, which is interesting, so I guess I'll just kind of riff from here, I suppose. But yeah, a heck of a win for us today, up to now 10-0 on the season. We only got 2 games left. They're both at home. One of them next week is maybe going to end up being our biggest game of the season in terms of the matchup itself. So, yeah, it's nice to see the offense look good once again, and the defense also look good once again. It was really a pretty complete performance on the road against Oklahoma State, despite some kind of struggles we had here and there. So we'll send on ahead. We'll see what, if any, recruiting news we get this week. I don't know if I'm really expecting any. We closed out, obviously, a lot of recruitments over the last couple of weeks. So I feel like we're kind of in a little bit of a lull. But you never know. Maybe something will change. And we'll send out ahead and get ready for our huge matchup next week. Not much on the recruiting trail. Just confirmation that Connor Hopper, Corliss Butler, and Devontae Arm are all set to visit. And it looks like we actually are kind of holding off Ohio State, which is encouraging. I thought there was a chance they would just pass us up this week, but maybe we're in a better spot for Arma than I initially thought. But this week's going to be a huge opportunity for him, Butler, who we're still chasing SMU and Mississippi State, and Hopper, who SMU's involved for him as well. So this is not a race we can take lightly anymore, I suppose. So that's interesting. Cordell Shorter reached his top 5, so we'll have to see what his hard sell is. Maybe we'll consider getting him in for the Week 13 game just to do it. And then Reggie DeMorat reached his top 8, as his top 3 schools are now established with us, Auburn, and Arkansas, offering him scholarships. So a couple updates, but yeah, this week is all about the visits for this huge matchup we have coming up. Arizona State did, in fact, win again last week. They are 9-1 overall, 7-0 in conference play. We're both undefeated in conference play. We're undefeated outright over the whole season. And that headline may, in fact, be right. Game of the year. In terms of anticipation, I don't know how you could do much better than this. We have a very good shot of being the game of the week nomination, which would be cool. But we have a lot of things to look at on the recruiting trail as well. We'll have a lot of hours to kind of figure out what we want to do with them. I did also want to look at, is this under team? What's Carry-On's status? Is it going to be out for a while? Ooh, 7-week injury for Taj Carry-On. Boy, I don't know how the weeks kind of work out, but I think, so this is what, week 12? So we have week 13, and then week 14 and week 15. So best case scenario, if we make the national championship somehow, Carry-On might be back for that, but he's essentially going to be out for the rest of our season outside of a miracle. So that really sucks. He's been a great player for us this year, another land out of the transfer portal. And yeah, it's too dang bad. So hopefully he heals up. Ostergaard and Kafka will have to be ready to step up in his place. And boy, do we have a much anticipated matchup coming up next week. This is going to be quite the game. We already had a crazy one against Florida earlier this year. And this one's just going to be crazy too. It looks like a top 4 matchup. Number 2 versus number 4 in Freeport. This is what it's all about, baby. It's all about these big games, even though I'm nervous about it. But that's going to do it for us this week. Another great win, up to 10-0, and we have just a massive game ahead of us. So, yeah, thank you again for joining me. Love and appreciate each and every one of you. And I'll see all y'all in my next episode. Later, y'all.